Dear viewers out there, welcome back to the story of Samson, God's chosen warrior with incredible strength and a big purpose. Samson was set apart even before he was born, but as he grew older, things didn't always go the way people expected. Today, we'll see what happens when anger, love, and betrayal all collide in his life. At this point in the story, Samson has already married a Philistine woman, but things didn't end well. Now, he's returning to see her again, hoping to make things right. But what happens next will set off a powerful chain of events. Samson came back to visit his wife during the harvest season, hoping to bring her a gift and see her again. When he got there, he knocked on the door and said,
"I've come to see my wife. I brought a gift for her."
I thought you hated her, so I gave her to your best man. But wait, her younger sister is even prettier. You can marry her instead.
Samson was furious. He felt betrayed and humiliated.
This time, no one can blame me for what I do to the Philistines.
So Samson caught 300 foxes, tied them in pairs by their tails, and attached burning torches to each pair. The foxes ran through the wheat fields of the Philistines, and their fields were completely destroyed. When they found out, the Philistine men shouted angrily.
Samson did this because of what happened to his wife.
They were so angry that they burned Samson's wife and her father alive. Samson was deeply grieved and vowed,
"If this is how they act, I won't stop until I've taken revenge."
Samson left and hid in a cave. The Philistines came looking for him. They told the men of Judah to hand him over. But one of them sneaked to him and said to him,
"Samson, don't you realize the Philistines rule over us? What are you doing?"
I'm only doing to them what they did to me. Just promise, you won't kill me yourselves.
So they made a deal. The men of Judah pretentiously tied him up and brought him to the Philistines. But as the Philistines ran to attack him, the ropes on Samson's arms snapped like burnt thread. Samson saw a donkey's jawbone, picked it up, and began fighting. He shouted,
"With a donkey's jawbone, I made donkeys of them. 1,000 men. I struck them down."
After the battle, Samson was exhausted and very thirsty. So he prayed,
"Lord, you gave me this victory, but now, will I die of thirst and fall into the hands of my enemies?"
God split open a hollow place in the ground, and water flowed out. Samson drank, revived, and his strength returned. One night, Samson went to the Philistine city of Gaza. The Philistines found out he was there, and they set a trap. The Philistine commander whispered to his men,
"Lock the city gate. We'll wait until morning, then we'll kill him."
They shut the city gate and posted guards, thinking they had him trapped. But Samson had other plans. Samson quietly stepped out of the house and walked toward the city gate. It was midnight, and he walked straight to the locked gate, ripped it off its hinges posts, and Alan lifted it onto his shoulders. He was going to do an unbelievable thing. He carried the city gate all the way to the top of a hill near Hebron, leaving the city wide open and its guards humiliated. The young Philistine men came in the morning scrambling up the hill, shocked and scrambling to retrieve their gate.
How did he carry it this far?
This was Samson's message. No trap, no gate, no army could hold him. Not when God's strength was with him. Years passed. Samson judged Israel for 20 years, but his weakness wasn't strength, it was love. One day, he fell in love again with a woman named Delilah. But Delilah wasn't loyal. The Philistine rulers offered her silver if she could find out the secret of Samson's strength. So she said to Samson,
"Samson, please tell me, what makes you so strong? How could someone tie you up and make you helpless?"
"If you tie me with 7 fresh bowstrings, I'll be as weak as anyone else."
She tried it, but when the Philistines came, Samson broke free easily. So they retreated in fear, shouting,
"It didn't work. He's still strong."
"You lied to me. You don't really love me."
This happened again and again. And finally, Samson gave in. He said to Delilah,
Okay, now I will tell you. My strength comes from my hair. If my hair is cut, I'll lose all my power.
Delilah waited until he was asleep, then cut off his hair. Then she shouted,
Samson, the Philistines are here.
He woke up, but his strength was gone. He said to himself,
I'll escape like before.
but the Lord had left him. The Philistines captured Samson. They blinded him and made him grind grain like a slave. But slowly, his hair began to grow again. One day, during a great celebration in a temple, the Philistines brought Samson out to entertain them. Samson whispered to a young lad,
Place my hands on the pillars so I can lean against them.
and then Samson prayed his final prayer.
Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please strengthen me just once more. Let me die with the Philistines.
Samson pushed with all his might. The temple shook, the roof collapsed, and in his final act, he defeated more enemies than he had in his whole life. Men and brethren, strength isn't just in muscles. Discipline is an inevitable ingredient. Samson's story is full of big moments, power, battles, even love and loss. But the real lesson is about what happens when we rely on Godand, what happens when we don't. Samson was chosen by God and given incredible strength, but when he gave in too much to his own desires more than God's plan, things fell apart. Still, even in his lowest moment, when he had lost everything, he turned back to Godand. God heard him. No matter how far we fall, it's never too late to return to God. He sees our hearts, and He's ready to strengthen us again. God doesn't need perfect people. He needs willing hearts. This is the concluding part of Samson's story. For more Bible videos, please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.